We went over, let me see, can I bring up this stuff for you? Let me see. All right, so we went through so many of the characters. We started off with Dr. Afanasi Sidorov. This is Dr. Afanasi Sidorov. Okay, welcome y'all, Flux Vision. I'm W.O. White III, your facilitator through the Flux Continuum. So, like I was stating, Dr. Afanasi Sidorov is the one who pretty much got everything started, right? He believes he's the one that did it and made everything wrong. By doing the wormhole, the probe crashed. Um, it was destroyed rather, and then the fragments that were within whatever hit the orb, because I don't want to release that yet. It sprayed the Earth, right? So you have all these little meteorites or this debris falling toward the planet. Da, 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 da. And yeah, again, because we already went through it, I don't want to go through it again. So anyway, Dr. Sidorov, he he just thinks it's his fault. Okay, all right. So we went through him. Who came after that? I think I hit the Reaper. We're doing the recap, y'all. I hit on the Reaper to give you like let's say how epic the story is. Okay, I want you guys to understand like the story is epic in itself, right? I always try to compare it to like Star Wars because to me, all other episodes of Star Wars, all of them the individual movies or the books, if you will, each one of those segments that made that entire franchise, if you will, it's a franchise now. It made it so big and so epic. So that's how I'm writing. That's why it's so many main characters, and that's why we go out. I have to basically walk everybody through it. But normally I tell people who do get into it, follow your zodiac character or your protector, your guardian, the one that represents you. You follow that character, and you shouldn't get lost. And then you'll start picking up on other characters you might like to, because I got a lot going on, right? I believe it's going to take thousands, honestly, but at least hundreds and hundreds of heroes or gifted people that will, to save the universe. It's just what I feel. All right, let's get back into it, y'all. All right, so we recapped on Dr. Afanasi Sidorov. Then like I said, we jumped to the Reaper to show how epic the story is. And then I basically introduced the antagonizers, okay? So the Cancer, basically it's what it is, right? Because I tell you what planet it is and what happens, because something horrible happens to the planet Cancer, and again, it's in the book, right? And they look like this, right? They look like insects, right, or crab-like being, or underwater vertebrates, right? Are they vertebrates? No, they're not vertebrates. What would they be? Crustaceans and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. Insects, y'all, arachnids, stuff like that. Okay, so they were the antagonizers. And then I hit Den Han, who was in Ningbo, China. I believe in diversity. And, if you know anything about what I've been doing, there are a lot of caveats and places I visited during my military career. And that's why some of the characters are from all around the world. Okay, some of those places. And anyway, Aquarius, this is your guy. And that's Den Han. We introduced him. Um, and then I also make sure you guys understand that today, well, not just today, but books 1, 2, and 3, right? This is basically the Earthbound characters' origin story. That's why we start here. Okay, so this is the origin story of the Zodiac Guardians, if you will, and it goes further than that. But the first 3 books, they do the whole shebang, the epic movie thing, and you go, wow, I'm into this. And now, but I'm on book 5 now. All right, so after Den Han, we went to who came after Den Han? You check my book. I have to stay locked in too, the same way you guys do. So we did the innumerable. We did Den Han, and after Den Han, I think came Tholen Liebenberg. So Tholen was a foreman in Johannesburg, South Africa, and he, they had some things going on, respiratory and whatnot, with some of the people that worked in the cave, the miners, and anyway, he was having a meeting and he got hit by the orb. Okay, so that's 2 people so far, 3. because Dr. Afanasi Sidorov got hit by an orb. Den Han got hit by an orb. Tholen Liebenberg got hit by an orb. Like again, I tell you, this is like their origin story. But there's so much more happened to to their origin, okay? And we'll get to that. Then Eloise Rothstein, okay, for the Leos. Eloise Rothstein from Stuttgart, Germany, PhD, what do you call it, professor. She's a professor at one of the Stuttgart University, and she got hit by an orb after a heinous night of crime. Not that she did it, okay, but I can't give you everything. After Eloise got hit by an orb, Monet Lagos, okay, the twin who's in the biometrics facility in Manaus, I want to say Manaus, Brazil. Manaus, Brazil. She's she gets hit by an orb while she's fighting two guys. And then Jackson Swade. So far, I think that's about maybe 5 or 6 characters that have got hit by orbs, okay? So that means we're moving along, okay? We're moving along. And then Jackson Swade, he was on a plane on his way to, I want to say, Cleveland, Ohio, and he got hit by an orb on the plane, okay? So that and this is just the introduction, everybody. We're only on page 31 right now. We're only on page 31. So Murray Collins, that's who we're on today, all right? That's who we'll be taking a look at. I'm going to put the jingle on, okay? Let me pay the bills real quick. Put the jingle on. We'll come back after the jingle and immediately go into Flux Vision, where Murray Collins, she gets to, you get to be introduced to her and hear her tale. I just want to give a give a shout out to El Paso, because that's where I live at, everybody. I'm in El Paso, Texas. And again, I retired here. And since I retired here, one of the characters just happens to be here, right? Right. Go figure, right? All right. So anyway, real quick, not to get off the subject, but we do have, I'm a veteran. Right? And we do have veterans that have mental illnesses. We do have a Miss Alexis McCrae who she's in Horizon Elevated. So if you type Horizon Elevated, all one word, especially on Instagram, you'll be able to get in touch with her for anybody that's locally in El Paso, okay? So what she does is she helps individuals out with mental health, not just veterans, everybody. But, I'm a veteran, so I tend to look at things veterans first. All right, and then I have my chief abundance counselor, Mr. Baminde, Wasinki Baminde. And I call him a debt doctor. He doesn't really like that. But he doesn't help you get consolidated loans so you can pay your debt off. No, he doesn't do that. He actually teaches you more or less how to invest in small little bitty businesses or small investments, that won't take a lot from the good ones, the ones that know how to grow. And he's educated on that. Okay, he actually works for and go and teaches classes and everything on the military installation. So believe me, if you're not, you can't get on the military installation and teach anything unless you got the proper credentials. Okay, just wanted to throw that out there. Even for me to be a vendor at the mall area on the military installations, I had to give up all the same thing I had to do with Whatnot is the same thing I had to do there, just to prove that we was a legitimate business that took taxes, we paid our taxes and all that. So you have to prove all of that, and you got to be registered and everything. So anyway, that was to pay the bills, y'all. Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and put this video on because again, all right, I'm still excited about my Comic-Con jingle. I call it the Zodiac jingle, but I labeled it Comic-Con jingle because I'm going to a Comic-Con, right? You guys, I don't know if you were here yesterday, but for the people who were not here, the Flux Continuum will be attending the Urban Nerd Con April 26, 27, 28. That's in like what, 30 some days, 35 days, I think. Anyway, we will be there, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. We will be there. We will be there. Oh, and I know what I mean. I got a little discombobulated, but the children. So the schools have permissions in Atlanta to come to this event. So maybe we can go ahead and get the word out. Also, the second thing that was on my mind was that I will be streaming live, so that you guys can get a feel or a look at what it is that we out there doing as the Flux team, and how we continue to push the story, how we put the work in to make sure it gets done. That way, when you assist on this end, you can see that it's greatly appreciated. Okay, just want to say thank everybody for joining, everybody who did give me love, because these two collaboration superpowers that hit me up and ensured that I was able to even go to the Urban NerdCon, they actually did all the work and made it happen for me. And whoever shared it, I just want to say thank you. I don't know who shared this information about Flux, but they saw it, they hit me up, and now I'm going to the NerdCon. Just want to give those guys a shout out for that. That's Miss Alexis McCrae and Mr. Wasinki Bemende, okay? They were mental health and the chief abundance consultants, okay? So now that we're done with all of that, let's go ahead and get into it. You guys do see the books, right? They're $55 bundle. You see it tagged to the store today. I think I even have the character we'll be working on today. I think I have her sticker even clipped to the notes. Again, I'm always learning, always adding to the story, y'all. Always adding to it. All right, so let me put this mute on and let's get it.
DJ JB Money. Yeah. Now this a word of mouth jiggle. Look. Cake time. Zodiac guardian. Yeah. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Yeah. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Zodiac guardian. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Yeah. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Zodiac guardian. It's mine, I gotta get mine. I need all the gear with the zodiac signs. Yeah, what's mine? I gotta find mine. I need all the gear with the zodiac signs. Capricorns, what's up? You so smart, you know what's up. All my Leos, you so fierce. Scorpios, they keep it good. All my Aries know you strong. Gemini can't get it wrong. Aquarius, Pisces, and Taurus, Leos, Virgos, yeah we go. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, yeah. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Zodiac, yeah. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, yeah. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Zodiac, yeah. Purchase and donate at flux-zodiac.com. Yeah.
Murray Collins, America's High School, El Paso, Texas, USA, Earth. The journey at America's High School has been rough for Murray since the move. She is a teenager at a new school in a new city trying to make new friends. She's had to adapt to a new lifestyle since her family's arrival to Texas. Her father was laid off after 15 years at the construction site. With very hard work, Murray has become one of the most popular girls in school. For 3 years, the America's High School has been last in their softball league. Things have changed since Murray has joined the team. They finally made it to the playoffs, and they don't plan on leaving without this year's trophy. The entire team believes it couldn't have happened without Murray. Today is the regional softball championship. The Alhambra Lions are going down. The coach yells into the dugout at Murray. Collins, you're up. She will be the starting pitcher for the championship game. The crowd's cheers can be heard throughout the entire community. She feels the excitement swelling deep within her. The game commentator begins his opening announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trailblazer Softball. The America's Trailblazers versus Alhambra's Lions. This is the biggest high school game in the female league. There are sports scouts and prospectors at today's game. Murray must keep her focus and allow nothing to distract her. When the first Lions player steps up to bat, the crowd explodes into an electrifying chant. Lions! 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 Once Murray walks to the mound, she takes a deep breath and exhales. This is the game she's practiced for all year. The Lions batter has her undivided attention. Once Murray finds her center, she exhales and releases the ball. Strike one! The commentator's voice echoes over the intercom. After Murray strikes out 3 batters, it's her team's turn at bat. The coach yells out the order at bat. Murray is 4th in the lineup. Her parents wave at her from the stands as she takes a sip of her energy drink. Strike 3! Murray's teammate Kelly strikes out, and now it's Cynthia's turn at bat. Murray is currently lost in thought. Her parents recently questioned her judgment concerning the boy she chose to date. They've discovered Murray has been physically intimate with her male friend. She was unsure if her parents would come to the game. A little smile creeps across her face when she notices them in the stands. The Trailblazers currently have 2 outs and no runners on base. As the third batter approaches home plate, she points the bat in the direction of the outfield. If Monica doesn't get a base hit, then the Trailblazers are in for a long game. Monica has the best batting average on the team. After the Lions pitcher releases a fastball, Monica swings and misses. Strike 1! The commentator bellows into the speakers. Monica clenches the bat just a little harder, and the pitcher releases a curveball. While Murray recalls her father's lectures, Monica completely misses the ball again. Strike 2! The commentator continues to echo across the speakers. Murray snaps out of her daydream. Her teammates need her mind in the game. Come on, Monica, you got this! Murray cheers on her teammate, while Monica grits her teeth in preparation for the pitch. The atmosphere in the stadium is supercharged with electricity. It can be felt like everyone in the ballpark. The Lions pitcher smirks at Monica before she pitches the softball. With hands tightly gripping the bat, Monica swings and crack! The third baseman dives for the ball, but it skips between second and third base. Monica takes off and is rounding second base by the time the Lions recover the ball. She is fast and the first to make a base hit since the game began. The game is tied at 0. The Trailblazers have 2 outs and a player on third base. It's Murray's turn at bat now. It's her job to bring Monica home. She tightens her gloves and steps up to home plate. She and Monica share a tense look. This play will set the tone for the game. As Monica taunts the Lions pitcher, Murray leans into her batting stance. That's when the Lions pitcher releases her branded fastball. Strike 1, echoes the commentator. The fastball rattles Murray a little, so she takes a step back. A quick look into the stands and a wink from her father is all she needs. After a deep breath, Murray steps back into the box and leans into her batting stance. Monica continues to taunt the pitcher as she leads off third base, wanting the pitcher to make a mistake. The pitcher flings a rocket toward home plate, and Murray swings the bat with all her might. Crack! A small glowing object strikes Murray while she's in mid-swing. The crowd gasps as they watch in astonishment. As the light engulfs Murray's body, the softball whizzes past first base and into right field. The ball is the only object moving on the field. Murray's form appears to transcend into light, her form hovering above home plate. The blinding light increases in intensity each second. The catcher and umpire both scramble away from Murray's body, their eyes filled with terror. The people in the stands have to shield their eyes. Murray's form becomes too bright for human eyes to bear. Meme! Her mother screams out as her father runs towards her fading form. The light flickers, and then Murray is gone. Her body has completely vanished. Only a bat lays at home plate. Murray's father stumbles in horror as tears stream down her mother's face.
All right, y'all. We back. All right, we back, y'all. We back. All right. So as y'all heard today, this is what's going on. Orbs are just running into people well, more or less they're chosen, right? I mean, I think we know that, right? They're chosen. And we'll get to that one day, but they're chosen, and I'll tell you why one day. Um, so these characters, right? We'll put her up today because today's her day. So let me see. I don't know if you guys can really see that good picture. Den Han has been hit by an orc. What's her name? Kay Monet Lagos has been hit by an orc. Jackson Swade has been hit by an orc. Eloise Rothstein has been hit by an orc. Tholen Lieberman has been hit by an orc. Dr. Afanasi Sidorov has been hit by an orc. And today, just a few seconds ago, Murray Collins was hit by an orc. Each one of these characters are basically from around the world. No two are from the same place. Each one is unique. Each one represents their own zodiac constellation, which they are defenders of, and they are protectors of the constellations which orbit in the astro zodiac alignment. But we'll get to that one day. Remember, this is ultimately a story of the Lords of Chaos versus the Lords of Order. We're still in book 1. And we just completed pretty much, we're at the bottom of page 35. And we still have 100 and some pages to go, y'all. So, I mean, like I said, the book, to me, it's epic in nature. What we're doing right now, I'm introducing all of the key players. These are the players that set the tone for the entire story, okay? And it's going to be 12 books. So these characters are like, even though all of them can be together or they can all be anywhere in the world, you know, or let's say in the universe at different times, they're all that. Those are the characters we will follow. So each person who reads this, you have somebody that's guiding you on a tour, if you will, and it's to save the universe. The Zodiac Guardians are actually the avatars. I call them harbingers because they do come with bad news, right? The universe is like getting ready to like, you know, like be destroyed. So that I call them, or I refer to them within the story as harbingers. Okay, but each one is a harbinger for, they're like like a celestial, angelic celestial. So I'm gonna take you guys to Galactus, okay? Because I think, you know, it's easier to reference um, things that are already out there that are coming, right? So we got Galactus, and Galactus always has a God, what do Galactus call his it's basically a harbinger. I know the Silver Surfer was his anyway, who cares? The point is what Galactus was and what the Silver Surfer was to him. I can't believe I can't remember. It's like a brain fart, right? It's kind of like that, but the story is completely different. Angelic celestials don't interact with man and physical beings and all of that. Okay, and you guys will, you know, as we get to it, you guys will figure out like, oh, okay, these guys are some extremely powerful. And I mean, I had a couple of people inquire why each one of the Zodiac characters are so powerful, and I thought I'd address that. But real quick, um, if you guys know anything about space, then you would know that there are gravitational influxes. I know our planet, I call it G6. I don't know if that's the technical term for our gravity. In the flux continuum storyline, I call it G6 gravity. Don't worry, I make up a lot of stuff, okay? So G6 gravity is what we have on this earth in my story. So on other planets, the pressures are different, right? And just because you got a suit on, I mean, if anything, it would teach you. If anybody knew anything about like submarines going into the trench, I almost said the Miranda Trench. I don't know, y'all. It's the trench. right? The trench everybody always talk about, right? When submarines get down there, the pressure is so great, it could crack the submarine, right? It could end up popping. So just with that alone on this planet with G6 gravity, imagine being on a planet where they got like diamond oceans. Like the pressure it would take, first of all, to make a diamond into liquid form is we can't even fathom that, right? So on other planets, they have great gravity. They have nebulas out there. We don't even know what's technically probably in the nebulas. You know, we only know what we know. They can have black holes out there. So our characters have to be able to at least be able to deal with it physically. And that's why they're so powerful. That's why they can lift like 30 tons, 100 tons, 100 plus tons, stuff like that, because they're protectors for an entire dimension. So if you take our dimension here, imagine we have my bad, y'all. It just popped in my head. The Herald of Galactus, Silver Surfer, right? They're kind of like the Herald. That's the kind of ideology behind these guys. They represent, because technically the angelic celestial, they can't interact with the physical world. All right, they're not allowed to. It's not like they can't. They can, but they're not allowed to. And they have to have a physical representation run around for them. So they empower them with just a microbe of their ability. So you can only imagine how powerful the angelic celestials are. Okay. So I got off a little bit. I forgot where I was. So, all right. So we can go ahead and continue the story. Anyway, just remember that the characters are powerful because of the rigors of the unknown that they have to deal with. They're not bound to Earth. Earth just happens to be where they're from. So I started here so you guys can grasp it here on Earth, and then we're going out into the stars and everything. Y'all, we're going to other planets and stuff, y'all. All right. So today, this is who we looked at, right? Murray Collins. Murray Collins is from El Paso, Texas. You can look this up, okay? El Paso, Texas. There's a school here on the east side of El Paso called the America's High School. Yeah, America's High School. And I think they actually, if I did my homework right, there actually is a softball team for girls called the Trailblazers. And if there's not a softball team, that means I made it up. But there is a school on the east side called the America's High School. And I just thought that was crazy for me to be from the East Coast. Well, I'm from Alabama, right? And then I come all the way out here to El Paso, and I had never heard of like an America's High School. You know, or maybe I had never really paid any attention. But I thought that was kind of dope. I thought, it was a shout out to the city. So, Marae, her family moved to El Paso when I think I said that in the beginning. She's a new kid in school, right? She likes to play softball and do hard work. And what I mean is like coming to practice, showing the team they can trust and count on her. I learned a lot of this through my son, y'all. Watching him play basketball and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay. So again, because I've never been a sports guy. I'm not a sports guy. Like when my family, when they put the Super Bowl on, I'm probably in my phone watching the brand new Godzilla trailer and stuff. Can I follow the game? Yes, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's too many teams or something. I don't know. It's too much to follow, too many stats, and I'm like, you know what? My head's in sci-fi, so let me just do what I do. But I do watch the game sometimes. I will watch a game though. It's got to be like epic though, like like the Super Bowl. It's got to be like something like that, An epic game of the champions of the champions. But that's just me. That's just me. But anyway, Marae Collins, she's in school. She's what do you call that? She's competitive, right? She's on the softball team. She's pulled her weight. Like I said earlier, the team trusts her. They want her to be, like to feel at home with them because she's gained their trust now. And they listen to her, and she's part of that like softball girl family. Hope I said that right. The girl softball team family. Right. So after that, and okay, so we all watch softball before, right? Right. We all know how many people around the bases and whatnot. I don't have to go through all that. And anyway, it's the championship, right? Because they've earned their way all the way to the championship, and it happens to be playing at their school. And they got to show off, they got to do their thing. But when the game start off, it's a little rough. Okay, you know how you go out and you know you're gonna dominate somebody, then okay. But they went out and nobody scored, and we got somebody on third base, right? I think I said Monica. I don't know why I used the term Monica. Maybe it just felt like a girl on the team needed to be a Monica, so I made her Monica. And you got the guy. I ain't gonna say the commentators antagonizing him, but strike one. That just echoes like, man, I got to get my stuff together. So anyway, um, Monica's on third base, and then um, Murray is going through, like, basically she's a teenager, right? She's 17 years old. Okay. And when I said she was physically, intimate, she just did, like, what do you call it? Necking, I guess. I don't know what it's called. Kissing stuff, right? A little fondling. Because I didn't want to do anything drastic, right? So she fondled, well, not fondled, but they did teenage stuff. And but her father called her, this is just, again, so if we ever write the story of friction, right, outside of this Flux series that I'm writing, then we would tell all of that stuff like that. That's why I only hit on it to let you know this is the big epic tale. We're not going into everybody's background, getting to know their families and all of that. No. Or they friends and the friends of the friends and all of that. No. We're not doing all that. But anyway, she was messing around, got caught. And you know how it is. I mean, your family. If you anywhere near my age, you already know how it is, right? But if you're younger, it's not that your family hates you or nothing. It just, they're disappointed because they already know, they've walked through life. They already know that we'll get to those things when you get older. It's not so much as you need to do it now, right? And I know the world we in is hypersexualized, but nah, not my baby girl, right? It's just what it is, not my baby girl. So you want her to make sure she follows the traditional, because why? That's the best way we know. If we attempt to do it another way, it's like almost a hit and miss. It's like, does she have the true ambition to go out and do it by herself if she can, right? I mean, I don't have a problem with women doing it by themselves, but can you do it? If you need help, then you need help. But if you don't, and you one of those go-getting women, come see me, man. I need the help too, right? I need maybe some consultation or something. But because I need to know how to get through the glitches too, right? I mean, if you got the skill set, call me because I need it. But anyway, Friction's a go-getter though, y'all. I mean, I've already pretty much given you a little insight on her, how she comes to it. And I don't know if you guys know how hard it is, or maybe if you grew up in uh, a city and you didn't move around or anything, and you went to the elementary, and everybody in elementary was in middle, everybody in middle was in high school. So you guys just grew up together pretty much. But for the people who have to move around, and you know everybody up to your 10th grade, and then your junior year you start off at a new school. Wow, right? I mean, it could have been worse. You could have showed up as a senior, right? But you show up as a junior at a new school, and it's almost like starting over when you got to start over again in college, right? It's like, wow, right? So anyway, she went through all of that, right? Friction went through all of that. But she felt like, her family was disappointed, her dad was disappointed, and they were just disappointed, though. A disappointment, that's all it is. It's a disappointment. Um, Kids are going to make mistakes. Even adults will make mistakes, and even kids are disappointed at their family, but they always come back later well, I ain't gonna say later that night, but they come back and they give you a hug and they let you know, as long as you trying, they with you, right? They rocking. So that's pretty much how I looked at this. They're just a little disappointed, but at the same time, it's more of parent trying to accept that my little baby girl is growing up, and that's what's happening, right? So they'll get over it. They show up at the game, her parents, mom and dad, right? And then in the stands, just as happy, just as proud, because again, they're already proud of her, right? And one disappointment is not going to rock a whole bunch of pride. It's just not. It's just not. So anyway, they see their daughter out there, and then finally it's her turn up to bat, you know. Um, and I kind of led, like she looked at her father right before she had, she already got one strike, right? Bam, we got one strike. She looked up into the bleachers. Her father gives her the wink. You know what I mean? Because who's been out there tossing the balls with her, right? I mean, I just kind of led like maybe that's what dad does with her. You know what I mean? But again, in the friction storyline by herself, you'll find all that kind of stuff out. All right. So anyway, he was out there. He gives her a wink, and the ball comes, and she wow. And once you get the book, you'll have everything in all caps, right? So you'll see how big crack is. Like she knocked the ball, right? And but at the same time, the orb hits her in mid swing, and once you get hit, it's almost like you frozen, and technically it's because you're being transported somewhere. That's what's happening. Okay, I think I put it out before. You're being transported somewhere, but you won't find that out to book two. You feel what I'm saying? Because we got to keep the story moving around. Man, I told you I'm gonna keep y'all at 75%. Right now, we're doing a quick little introduction because you got to know all of the main characters. You have to know them, right? Whatever they're doing in life, you got to know what they were doing. If they was robbing somebody, you need to know that. And that goes along with their personality traits and stuff, right? But all these guys are good guys. Remember, all these guys were chosen. Um, and I know some people like to, pick the bad guy. It ain't so much as bad guy. It's just that depending on the way your life was, it you went down, you made a left or you made a right. That's technically what happened. And if you made a right and everything turned out pretty good, you tend to be comfortable. If you made a left and it didn't turn out too well, you know what it is, right? Y'all know what it is. It's called reality, right? So, long story short, she gets black. Well, not blasted. She get blasted. The orb hits her, right? And like I said, I tried to explain again what I mean when I say the light overtakes the body. So you got hit in your chest, and light starts from the point of impact, and it begins to spread and expand across the body. And that light, it follows your form. So at least the light is a human form, right? And once um the entire body is encased in light, or yeah, basically, yeah, it's engulfed in light, then you vanish. So I was trying to make sure I gave that visual one more time. I don't think I'm gonna go that much in depth in it anymore. I tend to do that a few times to get people there. You know what I mean? So after that, again, the family, right? The mom and dad, they standing there, and again, the dad takes off running because that's what dads do, right? And the mom, she behind dad, but she leaking though. Her eyes are leaking because again, to them it's traumatic, y'all. To them, like it's like somebody hit your body, somebody hit your child with a light grenade. You know what I mean? I mean that's what it looks like. So that's what happens, y'all, to Friction. She well, not Friction, Marae Collins, and that's what she was doing. So that's basically the introduction to the young lady that's 17 years old. There'll be some things that happen when it comes to site nanotech. I can't wait to get into it. I can't wait to get into it. Okay, okay. No, I'm looking right now to see how many more characters we need to go through. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me go ahead and give you a little insight, get you all excited. So we got one more human, okay, to go through. We got one more human. Well, I can give you that human because that's who we'll be doing next Thursday, right? Jonathan Watson. Jonathan Watson from Pearl City, Hawaii. I don't know if I made that up, y'all. I do make up stuff sometimes because I believe that we need a Gotham. You know what I mean? You need a place. There are a couple other places too they do in comics and sci-fi, and they'll use our Earth, but they'll like have a city, like Hal Jordan in the Flash is cities. I think those are made up cities. I'm not sure, y'all. Coastal City. I don't think I ever heard of Coastal City, but I heard that there are coastal cities, but not a coastal city. Okay, and then after that, after Jonathan Watson, we jump back to the aliens, and then I don't know if I want to do both of these at one time. I have one with a W.L. White III coming up, and that's basically it. I think because I'm talking to you guys and I'm running through the actual character and giving little insights on them, as we go through this, anytime I think I do a W.L. White, unless he's putting out like some major information, because he's pretty much like one page, and he's more of the narrator of the book, W.L. White III. That was just me, I didn't want to come up with a name. I was being lazy. My apologies, y'all. But I made W.O. White III, and then I'm W.O. White III. So it's like, no, I thought it was gonna be hilarious. Okay, so all right, so and then after that we'll start getting into those Alpha Guardians. Oh yeah. Okay. So maybe about 2 more weeks, because we got a few things to go through. We got a couple of more orb wielders that have to happen. Then I have to give you like an adjustment, and the narrator guy has to do his part. But everything is spinning though already. So, and right now, these humans that are being hit by an orb, all this happened in like one day. Yeah, like 24 hours, not one day. It could have been 2 days, depending on where you at on the planet. But it happened in like a 24-hour span, no more than like 26 hours. Like, yeah, it happened kind of fast, right? And the way technology is, we can share something that we see, right? We if somebody whipped out their phone and recorded it, and then people start talking about it, and enough people around the planet are saying the same thing, believe me, they call it viral. Yeah, it goes viral like overnight. So that's within 24 hours. That's good coffee. Okay. Again, you guys, hey, I don't like to generally hold you guys because I don't really believe in that. I just like to give you the story. That's me. That's when I was younger, though. I consider myself more handsome then, too. I was like 36, I think, something like that. Young guy. What else we got? Just running through a few things so you guys can see. These are the posters I'll be putting on. They should be there probably by next Thursday. You guys already heard my Comic-Con jingle. Okay, so for anybody who just showed up, I'm going to go ahead and let this rock. Okay, I'm going to let it play one more time. I'll come back and say good. Have a wonderful weekend, and because we got about 10 more minutes, y'all. If you ever have any questions, wow, I'm gonna have to find a way. Maybe I have to bring both of my computers in here so I can have the other ones up so I can watch for the commentary and stuff like that. But if you're on Whatnot and you got a question, you can. Yeah, I can see you. I can't see everybody else, but I can see you, Whatnot. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put this video on.
Murray Collins, America's High School, El Paso, Texas, USA, Earth. The journey at America's High School has been rough for Murray since the move. She is a teenager at a new school in a new city trying to make new friends. She's had to adapt to a new lifestyle since her family's arrival to Texas. Her father was laid off after 15 years at the construction site. With very hard work, Murray has become one of the most popular girls in school. For 3 years, the America's High School has been last in their softball league. Things have changed since Murray has joined the team. They finally made it to the playoffs, and they don't plan on leaving without this year's trophy. The entire team believes it couldn't have happened without Murray. Today is the regional softball championship. The Alhambra Lions are going down. The coach yells into the dugout at Murray. Collins, you're up. She'll be the starting pitcher for the championship game. The crowd's cheers can be heard throughout the entire community. She feels the excitement swelling deep within her. The game commentator begins his opening announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trailblazer Softball. The America's Trailblazers versus Alhambra's Lions. This is the biggest high school game in the female league. There are sports scouts and prospectors at today's game. Murray must keep her focused and allow nothing to distract her. When the first Lions player steps up to bat, the crowd explodes into an electrifying chant. Lions! 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 Once Murray walks to the mound, she takes a deep breath and exhales. This is the game she's practiced for all year. The Lions batter has her undivided attention. Once Murray finds her center, she exhales and releases the ball. Strike one! The commentator's voice echoes over the intercom. After Murray strikes out 3 batters, it's her team's turn at bat. The coach yells out the order at bat. Murray is 4th in the lineup. Her parents wave at her from the stands as she takes a sip of her energy drink. Strike 3! Murray's teammate Kelly strikes out, and now it's Cynthia's turn at bat. Murray is currently lost in thought. Her parents recently questioned her judgment concerning the boy she chose to date. They've discovered Murray has been physically intimate with her male friend. She was unsure if her parents would come to the game. A little smile creeps across her face when she notices them in the stands. The Trailblazers currently have 2 outs and no runners on base. As the third batter approaches home plate, she points the bat in the direction of the outfield. If Monica doesn't get a base hit, then the Trailblazers are in for a long game. Monica has the best batting average on the team. After the Lions pitcher releases a fastball, Monica swings and misses. Strike one! The commentator bellows into the speakers. Monica clenches the bat just a little harder, and the pitcher releases a curveball. While Murray recalls her father's lectures, Monica completely misses the ball again. Strike two! The commentator continues to echo across the speakers. Murray snaps out of her daydream. Her teammates need her mind in the game. Come on, Monica, you got this! Murray cheers on her teammate, while Monica grits her teeth in preparation for the pitch. The atmosphere in the stadium is supercharged with electricity. It can be felt by everyone in the ballpark. The Lions pitcher smirks at Monica before she pitches the softball. With hands tightly gripping the bat, Monica swings and crack! The third baseman dives for the ball, but it skips between second and third base. Monica takes off and is rounding second base by the time the Lions recover the ball. She is fast and the first to make a base hit since the game began. The game is tied at 0. The Trailblazers have 2 outs and a player on third base. It's Murray's turn at bat now. It's her job to bring Monica home. She tightens her gloves and steps up to home plate. She and Monica share a tense look. This play will set the tone for the game. As Monica taunts the Lions pitcher, Murray leans into her batting stance. That's when the Lions pitcher releases her branded fastball. Strike one, echoes the commentator. The fastball rattles Murray a little, so she takes a step back. A quick look into the stands and a wink from her father is all she needs. After a deep breath, Murray steps back into the box and leans into her batting stance. Monica continues to taunt the pitcher as she leads off third base, wanting the pitcher to make a mistake. The pitcher flings a rocket toward home plate, and Murray swings the bat with all her might. Crack! A small glowing object strikes Murray while she's in mid-swing. The crowd gasps as they watch in astonishment. As a light engulfs Murray's body, the softball whizzes past first base and into right field. The ball is the only object moving on the field. Murray's form appears to transcend into light, her form hovering above home plate. The blinding light increases in intensity each second. The catcher and umpire both scramble away from Murray's body, their eyes filled with terror. The people in the stands have to shield their eyes. Murray's form becomes too bright for human eyes to bear. Meme! Her mother screams out as her father runs towards her fading form. The light flickers, and then Murray is gone. Her body has completely vanished. Only a bat lays at home plate. Murray's father stumbles in horror as tears stream down her mother's face.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So again, on the days that I do have time, I will. But again, if you guys want these shows, again, we're gonna keep doing this, y'all. We got 3 books, and by the time I get through with the 3rd one, the 4th one probably should be here. So we probably got to go through that too. We just probably won't have the audio visual that we have, and it'll just probably be my face you looking at. And visuals though. I might have visuals because I got all the characters we'll be talking about and whatnot. But again, hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out. For those people who shared and somehow got this collaboration superpower interested in me, hey, thank you. I don't even know how that happened. That was crazy, right? I got the call and it was like, hey, bam, 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 and things started happening. I was a little excited about it. It was amazing to me. But I know there was somebody who shared something, and thank you, whoever that person is. I don't know what else to say right now. I'm a little lost for words. But if you got anything you want to say, you want to inquire, leave your messages. I do check periodically. I think I have all the notification. Social media is up, so I should be notified at least, right? Um, it's me by myself, and I am writing today. I will be writing. I think I'm almost to the halfway point of book 5. Oh man, I got a lot of good stuff happening. But okay, thank y'all for coming today. Thank y'all for sharing your time. Um, remember, you can always check my store afterwards, right? flux-zodiac.com is my website, and it pretty much gives you everything that's Flux. Outside of merch and everything, it gives you the whole picture. Um, you guys, hey, if you happen to be in the neck of the woods, make sure you continue to share, like, all of that. Make sure that you subscribe, right? I have been getting a couple of subscribers organically, and I appreciate that because I get notified, right? Thank you guys for coming to see me. Thank you for your time. Stay with me though. Stay with me. I would love one day for you guys to be like, I remember, yeah, way back when he was on book 1. Yeah. Now I get it. He put this in it. Wow, that was crazy. Right. I want y'all to know. I bust my butt for this. But if you want to, I still got that $55 bundle out there, the 3-book bundle for $55. All right, autograph, the whole 9, raised sealed, the whole 9. Again, like I said, thank you guys for coming. Truly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And don't have too much fun, but have enough fun, okay? All right, y'all. Good night. Well, good afternoon. Yeah, I think it's East Coast. Yeah, 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. All right, whatnot. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, brother. We're about to click off, okay? Y'all have a wonderful weekend.